What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, come back to watch another video again. As always, much appreciated. Alright, let's talk David Haye, Tony Bellew. Obviously a fight that was supposed to happen, a rematch of a fight that was supposed to happen in a couple of weeks' time. David Haye pulled out bicep injury. I didn't do a video on that. I wish I did, because I had so much to say about that bullshit. But again, the fight's now been rescheduled for May. Big fighting weekend, May, in America anyway. I'm not quite sure in the UK, but regardless, it's been set for May, and it's happening. I kid you not, I thought there was a potential for it not to happen. I thought that maybe Tony Bellew might have moved on. Tony Bellew's not short of people that want to fight him. Dillian Whyte, most notably. I think he could have got a Joseph Parker fight. Tyson Fury has also called him out. Whereas David Haye, I believe, doesn't have much. I don't think David Haye has the options that Tony Bellew does, put it that way. So I think David Haye really needed this fight to happen, and they've rescheduled it. I'm surprised that people are just not fed up with David Haye. I am very, very surprised. Look, are the injuries necessarily his fault? 50-50, right? You control your own body. You know when to push. You know when to kind of pull back a bit. It's just, I think you as an athlete know that. Are they freak injuries? I'm not sure, but I'm still surprised that people are not tired of this. It's not the first time David Haye's pulled out a fight injured. It's not the first time that we've had a fight been postponed because of David Haye, and it's not the first time we're gonna have another fight rescheduled. Let's be very honest, people. The chances of him fighting in May are very slim as well. David Haye's already started his David Haye show, saying that I'm gonna do a number on him. I'm gonna destroy him like anyway. Andy Josh has been destroying people, and I'm just like, shut up, shut up. You've done nothing to suggest that's gonna happen. The first fight with Tony Bellew was pathetic. I think, like, again, people watch the fight. People forget the injury. I think David Haye is getting a lot of plaudits because he was so brave because of the injury. Prior to that, this guy couldn't land on Tony Bellew. In fact, Tony Bellew probably landed the cleaner shots. I think the injury helped David Haye, and I've said this, a lot of people have criticised me. I think the injury kind of gave him that excuse to say, look, I was injured. Because leading up to that, I thought David Haye might have been winning the fight, but I think it was a very, very sloppy performance. Especially considering I thought David Haye would have blown Tony Bellew away. I feel like fans, including myself to an extent, still thinking of the David Haye of 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 years ago. We're not thinking of the David Haye now that might look physically good, but the fact is he's 37, going to be 38. He's had numerous injuries now. We're talking bicep, shoulder, Achilles, knee, numerous injuries. The body just simply can't compete anymore. The body just simply can't compete. Sport's a young man's game anyway. Fighting's an even younger man's game. Forget Mayweather, forget Bernard Hopkins, forget those fights that go on past their prime. Most boxers, and I'm talking elite boxers, 30, 31, you're done. Because the sport's that demanding. And it isn't necessarily the fight, it's the lead up to the fight, it's the sparring. Getting your body fit, getting your body in trim, good condition, which David Haye obviously does sometimes. I just think that David Haye is no longer David Haye. I mean, yeah, he's called David Haye, but he's no longer the haymaker David Haye. And I think the quicker we realise that, the more he can stop letting people down. Because right now, I think that's what he does. He lets fans down. You get a very good talk from him. You get a lot of hype, and he doesn't necessarily deliver. I personally think that he kind of effed up with the 2 comeback fights. I mean, he fought nobodies. And they got everyone got excited immediately. I mean, people were stupidly saying he would knock out Joshua. He could become world heavyweight champion for fighting 2 nobodies. And then he went and took a step up and fought, I say, a world-class boxer in Tony Bellew, and we saw the difference. And I just wonder if David Haye is already kind of stepping away from boxing. Obviously, he's now started his promotional outfit. And I just feel like he was a part-time boxer at best, and I'm tired of him. So don't get excited, people. Yes, the fight's been rescheduled, but believe in me, don't buy your tickets now, because that fight I don't think will happen. I think his body will break down again, as it has been breaking down, and Tony Bellew will hopefully fight someone else. Because Tony Bellew is still a draw. He comes to fight no matter what you say about him, and I've criticised him in the past. He does come to fight, and hopefully he gets a match. I would love to see Tony Bellew, Dillian Whyte. I'll be honest with you, it's the fight I really want to see. I think it's the fight that I think does as good a numbers as Tony Bellew, David Haye. I just think it's too big a risk right now for Tony Bellew. I think even Dave Coldwell said that as well. But that's the fight I'd rather see, because David Haye, forget it.